Hello and welcome back to the Codenaven Bootcamp. Hello, Nora.
Hi.
How were the regex exercises?
I think they were okay. I spent a lot of time with them. It took me a long time to finish all of them. But I think they were good. I had two exercises which I didn't actually do because I didn't figure out how to do them with regular expressions. But I did the rest, so we can go over those.
Yeah, we can go over and then we can see what can be done. Actually, just after we recorded the two parts of the regular expressions, I understood that okay, it's way too long, so I'm going to split up the chapters on the slides to be three separate slide chapters as they were originally a couple of years ago. And before I thought that maybe I can do it a shorter version, but it grew back to cover most of the material that I did earlier. So just in case someone is noticing it, that the slides are slightly different order. Okay, so go ahead, share your screen.
Right.
And,
okay. Right. Should we start in order?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably better in order, but doesn't really matter.
Okay. Okay.
At the end, I put this timestamp on most of the pages.
Right.
So find it.
Okay, then let's start with the first exercises, which was a list of exercises on a text file. The first of which was find a text file and print out all of the lines that has a Q in it. So
okay.
This was my session. Is the font size okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in all of my solutions, I used this bit just to make sure that I can open the files quickly.
Global. Okay.
Yes.
We'll talk
because
about
that's just so much easier for me.
Yeah.
Like specifically for me. I don't know about other people, but
that's yeah. Okay. Show the example, show the solution, and then we'll discuss this. Okay.
Okay. So here I open the text file, just simply, and then look in each line, strip it from new lines, which is actually not very necessary, but anyway. And then this was my search. Simply, I just looked for a simple Q anywhere, and then printed out this statement if there was a match.
Okay.
Do you want me to run it?
No,
or just go. Let's go to the next one. Okay.
Yeah,
next one was.
I mostly was interested only the regex, that we find the right regex, but it's nice that we have the solution. Okay, before we go on, so let's fix this the other parts of it, not the regex.
Okay.
So using global, what you have on line 7, is easy when you write the script at the beginning, but as the script grows, these global variables can be really problematic, because at one point you will use the same variable name at the top of somewhere in the file, and down 300 lines later, you already forgot about that file name, that variable name, and then use it there. And especially, or maybe you didn't forget about it, you're using the same one, but when next person who is reading it, it's really hard to know that, oh, there is this variable that might be changed by all kind of things around the code. Okay. So it's a very not recommended thing to do. And just to explain, because other people might not know what this global means, is that, so we haven't talked much or at all about scoping variables. So where variables are visible, that's what we call scope of a variable. So if you create a variable like, so if you didn't have that global, just put a comment out for now on line 7, okay? So in this case, because we created the variable name file name inside the function, inside the select input file function, so it won't be accessible anywhere else. When we call the function, at one point when it gets to line 8, it gets created. And if this function had more lines, then that variable would be available there. But once we get out from the function, this variable is removed and it dies and no one can access it anymore. And what the global does is basically puts it in the outside world, as if you created it on the first line, on the first column, okay? So earlier we had these variables, so you can remove the comment out now, just to make it work again. And let's put the line on line 5, x equals something, just to have there's something. Okay.
I don't know.
2, doesn't matter, 5, okay. So this is a global variable, okay, that can be accessed from anywhere, okay. And there is a whole mess about this thing. So now, that I won't go into for now. The point is that now the file name is also available there everywhere, okay. A better approach would be, and you can remove this x equal to 5 because it was just, for example, to remove the line 7 or just comment it out, okay. And then return on line 9, let's say, return the content of file name. So just return file name. Okay, and I can add a new line just to have an empty line. And then on line 11, get type in file name equals select input file. Okay, and this way, you don't send in this function, you don't send in any attributes, any parameters, but the way you get back the value is using the return. And this is the standard way. And in this case, we know that this file name is now a global variable. So for now, it's not a huge improvement because file name is still global. Okay, we just didn't use the word global for it.
Yeah, okay.
A slightly even better way would be that if you put the whole code between line 11 now till the end inside a function. So you can just select the whole thing and indent the whole thing internally a little bit. Also the line 11. Also line 11.
Line 11, yeah.
Yes. And then put the whole thing into some function that you could call, let's say, main, if you just to make it simple.
I have problems typing, but that's okay.
Okay. And then at the end of the file, you just call main. Okay. And this is the relatively clearest way of writing this kind of code. So now you don't have global variables. Everything is inside functions. And you have a main function that calls another function to get the file name and then does some operation.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So let's go ahead now. And I guess in some of the other solutions, you have similar...
it's the same issue everywhere.
Okay, so we won't fix those because we're going to, after this video, we're going to talk about PyCharm. And then we are going to see if we can use PyCharm in a way that will be easier for us to refactor this code. I'm not sure if actually there is, so, but yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's go on then. Next one was print out every line that starts with a Q. So here I just used match instead of search for the regular expression.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, okay.
I just looked at the documentation and I read that match looks at the beginning of the string, and because I stripped all of the lines or took all of the lines separately, then this
I never use match. I think I always use search and then put a caret.
A caret, yeah. But this seemed to work same as that. So yeah. Next one was print out all the lines.
Trying to match the whole line match.
No, it just matches the Q.
But if there is a line that starts with a Q but has more text in it, does this match?
Yeah, it matches, yeah.
Okay. So it's really the beginning. Okay, good.
Yeah, so the next one was all the lines that has a TH in it. So here I just like did it with search, and then except for the instead of the Q, it's a TH.
Yeah.
And then next one has a Q or an uppercase Q. Here I just use ignore case.
Okay, that's good. Another solution would be
to put a small lowercase q and the uppercase Q in a bracket.
In a square bracket. Yeah.
Square bracket, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one has a star in it. That's this one. So here I just had to use either the square brackets or the backslash. I chose to use the backslash here. Next one starts with a lowercase or uppercase Q. Again, I just use match and then that ignore case.
Ignore case.
Next one has both an E and an A. So has A and E. So here I just used two matches and then logically just added an and in the if statement.
This usually makes people think too much and trying to do it in a single regular expression.
Right.
Which could be done, but it's not worth the effort.
Right. Then next one was the one that I couldn't do, which is has an A and somewhere later an E. That one I could not figure out for the life of me.
That's surprising, no? But do you have the code for that?
I don't have any code because I didn't know how to do it.
So how do you? Let's start writing here. Let's say in this file.
Okay, I'll make a new one.
Okay, that's it.
And uh-oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted an underscore. Yes. Okay.
So
this is the same code. I just created a new file.
Okay. So the match is now. So it starts with an A. So the regular expression starts with an A.
It doesn't have to start with an A. It just said has an A.
Okay. It somewhere matches an A.
Yes.
So the regular expression starts with an A.
Oh yeah.
Matching, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there there is stuff.
Okay.
Anything.
So that could be like dot times.
And then there is an E.
Ah, that's very simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Then I don't even need this line at all.
No, and then just an if match. Yeah.
Just match. And then obviously this is match 1, and then I don't.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that hurt. Okay. Yeah, this is when I start to overthink stuff. And then I was trying to do stuff with indexes and these sort of things.
That's very common. We usually call it over-engineering. But
over-engineering, right?
Yeah, but
right.
Yeah, it happens to everyone, I think.
Okay. All right. So we have this solution as well. Okay. Right. Next one does not have an A. Which I just simply did. If I found an A, then I didn't do anything with the line. And if there wasn't a match, then I printed something else.
Was it obvious to you to do this way?
Not at first. I was trying to do it with putting something extra in the regular expression itself. But then I was like, I can't do it that way. So I don't know.
So most of the people I encounter, or I don't know, most of the people who complain that it doesn't work for them, or I don't know, many people, let's say, what they do is they use a regular expression that if you could you type in it, it's a square bracket, caret, A, and the closing square bracket.
Okay, A and the closing square bracket. Sorry, I'm so...
No problem. Because this sort of means not A, right?
Yeah, but then it will match anything.
So if we are trying to match this one, then it would say, okay, there is something that's not A.
Yeah, so it will match, but it doesn't look further.
Yeah, there might be 100 A's and one single character which is not A.
Yeah.
And that's not what we wanted. We wanted to make sure that there's no A. So, and in general, that's what I'm saying, that regular expressions are these positive things. You can't say negative with them. So in case you would like to find out not A, that there's no A, like in this example, then you still have to search for A as you did, and then say, okay, that's
exclude
not good.
Those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Next one was does not have an A nor an E.
Okay.
So that was my solution for that. Again, use two matches and then use the logical A.
Yes.
Next one was has an A but not an E, which is here. Again, the change was only in the logical fit, so I had to match A and not match E.
Right. And all of these examples show just that it's already a direction in that you don't have to solve everything with the regular expression. Okay. There is the logic of the language. There are other things.
Yeah. Okay, next one was has at least 2 consecutive vowels. This was my solution for that. So this is the...
Yeah, looks good. So you have...
quite straightforward.
The square bracket with the...
vowels, and then chose 2 of those.
Yeah, well, these are the Latin vowels, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, those were the examples you gave in the exercise, so that's why I used them. But yeah, no Hungarian vowels there. Yeah, next one was has at least 3 vowels, but doesn't have to be consecutive or anything. So this was that. I just added in front of it and after it anything, any number of anythings, because they didn't have to be consecutive.
Yeah. Why do you need it on both sides?
Actually, I don't need on both sides, just after. I don't know why I put this in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one side is enough, yeah. Well, it's interesting. So wait a second. Now you're saying, oh, so you put,
no, because yeah.
And why do you need the parentheses inside?
I don't need it. It was just for me. It was looking better because I could separate them and I could say okay, match group 1, match group 2. That was just for the debugging bit, but actually I don't really need it. Now there was something that I didn't know how to do here. I was trying to do that, which was how to print out all the 3 vowels that it found. But I didn't.
I think there is a way, but I don't know. I've never tried that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to print out something nice here.
Well, actually, there is. I mean, we talked about it.
Okay.
I'm just now I'm thinking aloud. If you instead of search, if you use find all.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure, but maybe that's then.
Tried that and it didn't work somehow. So it gave back a very weird tuple after that.
Yeah, because there are no three pairs of parents.
Yeah, it was just one tuple
multiplied. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't know how to do that, but I guess I'll figure out a way. Okay, should we go on?
Yeah.
Next one has exactly 6 characters. No, has at least 6 characters. Sorry. Yeah. Which was this. Here I just allowed for spaces to be there as well because I don't know why. Because I thought those were characters as well, but otherwise I would just use \W.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next one has exactly 6 characters, which is, where is it exactly? Where I use this.
Yeah. So in both of these cases, I would use the len function.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So these are the cases when I'm saying, okay, you don't have to solve everything with regular expressions, even if you are in the regular expression exercises. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot easier. But I was in this mindset.
Yeah, and faster.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Much faster. Okay.
Right. Next one was all the words that with either bar or BAZ in them. That was here. So here I just said any word character, because I wanted to print the words, right? Not just the lines. I retrieved that here, the word itself.
Yeah.
So here is the actual or part.
Okay.
So it's either buzz or bar. And then there could be any number of word characters before and any characters after. Now I could have done \W here as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously like stuff like dashes and things like that wouldn't be there, which is not a very big problem. But I thought that I would try and solve it this way. And then I had to make sure that I put the question mark there so that at the end of the word it would actually stop and would go on with the spaces.
Yeah, but so because you wanted to catch the
word itself. But okay. I now realize that this is probably a better solution here with the \W.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and then so this is the thing that this \W is word characters, but and I think if we because we are in the Unicode world, this actually really means all the word characters in all the alphabets.
Yeah.
But it's probably not really good linguistically. For example, especially in English, just think about all the words that you write down with an apostrophe.
Yeah.
Instead of I shall, you write I and double L and an apostrophe or whatever it's between them, and this won't catch. And then you can have an open discussion whether that's one word or two words and should it match. And so when we are talking about real word matching, this is real textual word, then it's not really a good, probably these solutions are really not really good, probably.
Right.
Okay.
For the intents and purposes of this exercise, this did work though.
Yeah. So I didn't expect you to
solve yeah, I get that.
How to find a word in a huge text question. Yeah.
Okay, the next one has either all the roads with either apple pie or banana pie. Now we actually did this. I think this was one of the examples that you did, but this was simply the.
Okay, I don't remember why we had this exercise, but okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Okay.
But yeah, this was the solution for it, and then for each row, print if it was apple or banana pie, which I already did. Not here. It was another one. But anyway, if I put one here, then it just says if it was apple or banana.
Okay.
Next one, there were two bonuses here. The first one was print if the same word appears twice in the same line, which was this.
Oh, getting complex, huh?
Yeah, a bit. So here, this was just obviously any word with more than one letter, with one or more letters. Then these are the edge of the words. And then there could be anything in between.
Yeah.
But then the same expression would have to come back again as one word doing that. So
yeah. I see a bug.
Yes,
no.
Okay.
No, sorry, no, you're right. That's a good solution. Yeah, I think so.
Thank you. Okay, and the last one was actually that was also something that was an example like you talked about it. You showed us how to do that, which has a double character in it.
Yeah.
So we already did that, which was this simple expression.
Okay.
So this was the part one. And then part 2, these ones I didn't actually run, so I don't, not all of them anyway. So I sort of just created a module here with lots of functions that would say...
Okay, just wait a second. So it's really nice. You created like 15 files. I think most of the students that I have, they create only one file where they ask for a file, and then they have these sections separately, all these conditional if statements.
Which is very fair.
So you're working really hard, but okay.
It's easier for me to categorize them in my head if they all have a name.
Okay.
But yeah, here I didn't do that. Here I just made these function things.
Okay.
So first thing was to find for a given value, find out if it's a hexadecimal number or not.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my definition of a hexadecimal number.
Yeah.
I also added the edges of the world, the anchors, which I don't think it's necessary because we are only expecting like one value, one single value, not text. We're not actually looking for these numbers, but
yeah. So well, in this.
So we could again here we could just say match because it's just one simple string with one value in it.
Yeah, and then you probably want to put caret and dollar, caret at the beginning and dollar at the end,
okay.
so to make sure that the value is, and then you don't need the backslash b's.
Okay.
The value is exactly just a hexadecimal, so no other stuff around it.
And then the dollar sign.
And there where, yeah, okay. And on the other side, right. Yeah, okay.
This works fine if we get like really just a single value.
Do you remember the ternary operator?
Ternary operator, yes, kind of.
Yeah, so this is like the case then ternary would be really useful. So after line 5, let's write it. So we'll have it. So you say return, and then return true actually, right? Return true. Space, say space. If match. Else.
Do I need
No, just else false. Okay. Instead of those 4 lines. So that would be like I think a really good use case for the ternary operator.
Right. Okay. But the definition seems all right. Yeah. Okay. Next one was
regex part was working. I was just
yeah. Okay. No. Thank you for any comment is very good. So the next one was we had to decide if it's an octal number or not.
Wait, just wait a second. Just something else here. So you're using recompile. I don't know if you've done it earlier. I haven't noticed that.
No. This is the first time I used it.
So just let's go over it for a second. So we could. So this basically checks whether already checks whether the regular expression is correct and not. It doesn't have a syntax error itself, and then creates something that can be used already for IC. You can use that and then search. So
the documentation called it an RE object.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that's what it turns it into.
So it's like like RE itself, sort of, just already has the. So you don't have to pass in the regular expression. I think the main value of having this is that if you're using the same regular expression multiple times, many times, then it's better to do this once and then not this way, because now every time you call the is hexadecimal, it will try to compile it or convert it to some interval. So it would be better to have this recompile and then hex pattern outside maybe, or in some way store in the memory.
Right.
So it will be done only once, and then anytime you call is hexadecimal, it already has the regular expression prepared, No, or just
prepared, yeah.
Or prepared.
Prepared.
It already has the pre-word.
Yeah.
Yeah, so prepared. So, so that would be the, I think the real value in there. Okay.
Okay. Right. Again, next one was the octal number bit.
But I like that you do these experiments and find all these.
Yeah, I was trying to try multiple things from the documentation.
Yeah.
Even.
I think you're the only one reading the documentation.
Maybe, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one again. It was finding if value was an octal number. Here I just simply said digits.
Yes.
Between 0 and 7. Yeah. Next one was if something's binary. Again, it's either 0 or 1. Next one was if a number is a non-negative integer.
Wow.
Okay. So here I said that.
What is that?
This bit, yes. So this bit, again, I found it in the documentation.
Okay.
It said that if you have a group starting with this, that means that the regular expression will look if it finds this bit, but it will only this bit, sorry. So the thing after the group, but it will only give a match if this bit before doesn't match before this. So it traces back and then finds out if there is a minus or not.
Right. Okay.
Before it.
So this is what we call the negative look behind. This is the,
yes, I might have read that.
Yeah, this is like, I think the official name of this is a negative look behind, and just to discuss it a little bit. So if you have a pair of parentheses and the first character inside the pair of parentheses is a question mark, okay, then this is some kind of an extended tool or something inside regular expressions, because that's how they decided, okay? Because otherwise, I think, and the reason they use this is because before they introduced this extra capability of regular expressions, this sequence, opening parentheses and question mark, was invalid.
Right.
Because the opening parenthesis has that meaning of capturing something, and the question mark would be a quantifier on something, but you couldn't. So this wasn't a valid. So that was the reason they used this kind of syntax. And then the less than sign, it points to the left, so it's really before.
Trace back, yeah.
Or behind, okay. There is also look ahead, so you can say, okay, match something if the next thing is something.
Yeah, I think that's done with just a question mark and equal sign.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then the exclamation mark has the meaning of negative. Okay, so
it's
basically
not.
This thing that and one other important thing that this thing doesn't capture anything. It matches something, but that whatever it matches won't be part of the actual match of group 0. Okay. Now this is actually negative, so obviously it won't match anything. Or if it matches something, then the whole thing won't match. But if that was a positive look behind, so without an exclamation mark, that would sort of mean, okay, match a digit if before that there is something, let's say a minus, but don't match if there is no minus before all that. But in the overall match, don't include that thing that is before. So when at the end, I think of the regular expressions, when we talked about, I told you that this is sort of the beginning of regular expressions, and there are a lot more advanced things. This is one of them, and it's actually quite rarely used, and I'm not sure that you actually need it here. So
probably not, but I found it very exciting and I wanted to try it.
Okay.
Again, I just found something else that I could allow for plus signs to be expected there. So either a plus sign or a space could be
whatever. Yeah, okay.
It doesn't matter.
It's getting way too complex for me now.
Okay. Do you want to write up how you would have?
No, it's okay. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. We have the solutions hopefully in the slides, if I remember.
For this, I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Then I'll have to go and add the solutions, but.
Right.
I think I mean, this is just non-negative int, so I would probably say that from the beginning, so caret, digits, dollar.
Okay, yeah, that's easy. That's very easy. So it would be like this. Caret. Do you want the \d or?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. And then $sign, right?
Plus. Do you still need the plus?
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. So this is like it doesn't allow, for example, the plus sign. So you might want to allow the plus sign in front if you really want. But okay, it's the whole thing. I mean, at the end, these all these examples were just for playing a little bit with regular expression. Probably you don't need that. Most likely these things have some functions available if you really need to match something like this.
Yeah. Okay, next one was if it's an integer and would you allow minus or plus signs in front of it?
Okay.
So yeah, this was my solution. Again, I just added there could be a space. Someone might write a space between the plus and the actual number. Probably not.
And if I write 2 spaces, that's not good?
That's good too. But I mean, I didn't catch that. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one was if our number is a real number. So here again, I just said it could be plus minus, whatever. Then any number of digits, and then a dot, and then any number of digits again.
Okay. So it will match 3xb.
Ah, right. I need a backslash there.
That's one thing. Now it matches dot, a single dot.
Yes, that's what it needs to match.
Yeah, without any numbers around it. No, the whole thing matches a single dot now.
Oh, why?
Well, actually, yeah, because everything is optional, except of the dot.
Why would this be optional?
Well, because there's a star, so it could be 0.
Yeah, so that should be plus. Yes, okay.
But
I mean, a simple dot could be 0.0.
Now it's your decision, right? That's the whole story that you decide what. Now you won't accept 0 or just the number 0. So now you won't accept actually integers, just if there is a floating the dot. So you require the dot now. Can you make the whole floating point part optional?
Yes, like that.
No, I wouldn't do that because now you have 2 plus. So now what you say is that you need at least 2 digits. So right now you say I need at least 2 digits with a dot inside. But it doesn't capture whole numbers.
So it could be like this. Oh no, I can't do that. If I do this, that's good.
But this can mean that there is a dot but no number at the after the
dot. But that's okay.
Is it?
Yes, I mean 2 points. This was actually something that you asked in the exercise. Like, would you allow for 0.3 or 2 point something? Nothing. That's why I initially put the stars in both sides.
What I would probably do is put a plus at the end. Put the whole put that and the dot into parentheses. Yeah, and put the question mark after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now the whole exponent, not exponent, the whole decimal
floating.
Part, the floating part is optional. But if it is there, then it must include a dot and at least one digit.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But yes, in the at the end, the whole thing is just for to playing around, to think about things, and to practice a little bit. And okay.
Right.
Yeah, the last one is really fun.
Yeah, last one was really fun. Yes, this is the scientific notation.
Yeah.
Right. So I allow for a plus or a minus in front, but it doesn't have to be there. Then any number, again, this should be plus. Any number of digits from 1 up. Then it could have a floating point, but it doesn't have to have a decimal point. And then any number of digits again, which could be 0 because I used the star. And then either a lowercase or an uppercase e. Yeah. Then again, either a plus or a minus, which actually doesn't have to be there. Yeah. And then again, a given number of digits. Yeah.
Okay. Did you enjoy all this?
Yes, I actually did. It took me some time to figure all of them out in a nice way. I didn't check all of them if they work in this bit. So
in 1-2 chapters, we are going to learn a little bit about writing tests, and I mentioned you before the video that I don't really have exercises for that, prepared exercises, but the idea is then there that you can come back to all of your whatever examples, solutions, and start writing test cases for them. Okay?
Right. Okay.
So it could be then, it's a very nice exercise to do that then. Okay, let's go on.
Okay, so the next 2 exercises were the sorting of the SNMP numbers and the time log exercise, which I didn't do because I didn't know how to solve it with regular expressions.
Okay.
Do you want us to write a script for that now, or should we just
No, I don't know. Definitely not now. Maybe after we learn PyCharm. Okay. So we'll already use PyCharm for that. But just can you show the exercises?
The exercise, yes. Which one?
Those 2.
Those 2, okay. Let me do this.
Or shall I share it?
No, can you see it now?
Yeah. So this is also something that just before the video we talked a little bit about, that this is though this exercise is in the regex chapter, but now looking at it, you actually don't really need regular expressions to solve them. Okay, so there are all kind of other things, other interesting things, but you don't really need regular expressions for that. Okay, and the next one?
Next one was this one.
Okay. So, and this too is when I originally created, I thought that right is a good example for how to use regular expressions for parsing, but actually you don't need to use regular expressions. And it might be the whole thing is that as my main background is Perl, and in Perl we use a lot more regular expressions, and that's why I use much more frequently for solutions, where maybe other solutions can be done as well. Okay, so you don't, here too, you don't have to use regular expressions. I mean, assuming that those empty rows are really, really empty, then if there are stuff in there, then it's going to be difficult without regular expression. I mean, if there are spaces in there, which we can't see even, I mean, we would call empty row even if there are spaces in there.
Yeah.
I mean, humans, but we programmers would know that that's not empty because there are spaces in there.
Right.
And we would have to recognize that. And for that, probably a regular expression is the best tool.
Okay.
Okay, there was the config file, init file.
Yes, that's the next one. I did that one actually.
Okay.
Yeah. This was my solution for that. Again, okay. The problem that we had before.
Noise, really strong background noise.
Yeah, sorry, my computer is a bit old, and when it starts heating, it starts the fans. Then it gives a very noise voice.
Put some ice on it. Put some ice on
it. Is it very disturbing?
No, it's not. No, I don't hear it.
And now?
No.
It's okay. Okay.
Okay. Could you show the exercise before we go?
The exercise, of course. Yes.
So we see the input data.
This was the input data,
which
I same as here, created a file just like this, and then copied this text there.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my solution for it. Again, this bit, we talked about this. It's
fine.
It's done. Then I created an empty dictionary where I wanted to put all of this data, and then opened the file itself and read each line in. Then I looked for comments. This was my way of looking for comments.
Okay, so you say there is somewhere a hash mark.
Somewhere a hash mark, yes. Okay. That after the hash mark there could be anything or there could be nothing. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But after the hash mark, it should be a comment.
So there might be cases. I'm not sure actually if it's right or not that you could. I don't know if you can on a config file if you could put officially. I mean, an official ini file if you could put a comment after and something equals something. If you put a hash mark after it, whether it's a comment or it must be part of the value, I don't know. But that's a.
Yeah, well, for now, in your example, you said that each line, if it's a comment, then it's a separate line.
Okay.
So it could be, I could use match here.
I don't remember when I wrote that exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But yeah, if it's a comment, I just print out this is a comment line and then print out whatever was there, and then continue. Then the next bit was I wanted to find the section names. This was my definition for a section name. So it's either a word character or a dash, because that was your definition in the exercise, which could be from 1 up to any number of words, and then they need to be in between square brackets.
Yeah, and you had to escape the square brackets.
Escape them, so that's the backslashes, right? So those were the section names, but I only needed the actual word here. That's why I put the parentheses, so I can retrieve that with this bit.
Yeah.
And then I put that into a variable, which I call section.
Okay.
And then after this, I was searching for key value pairs. This was my definition for that. So it's a word and a dash. Actually, it doesn't need to be. You didn't give a definition for that, but I used the same thing as for the section names. So any number of word characters, of 1 or more number of word characters. There could be any number of spaces after, but then it has to be an equal sign. And then there could be any number of spaces before the next one, which is the value. And I gave the same definition for the value as well.
Yeah.
And then I had to put them in parentheses separately so I could refer to them later. Then I just printed out what I found. And then if I looked at if I have already the section in the original dictionary. So if I already have a key, and if yes, then I inserted into that key the key value pairs in a separate dictionary again. Yeah. And then if I didn't have it, then I added it there. And actually, I didn't really need this, do I?
You didn't what?
I don't really need this line, do I? Because if I use this, that's already good.
No, you do need that. You do need that.
Okay. Yeah, and then I just inserted it again. If
you could write it differently. You could write the line 33. You could, but don't do. I mean, just copy it for now.
Okay.
You could write that as just copy it now, and
I copied it. Like it's in. What do you mean? Do you want me to?
Oh, so you have two copies here.
Right. Okay. Okay. After each other. Okay. I didn't understand you. Sorry.
Right. So the init dict section equals. Now you put in there in that line in the line. So put in there the equal sign, and then then you put the curly opening curly, and put the end of the closing curly. Right, and then you can remove the square brackets because they are not indexed anymore. And I think you need a colon instead of an equal sign. So not a comma, a colon.
A colon, yes, sorry.
So now you have the key value pairs, and then you don't need the third line for it. Just wanted you to keep it so we don't.
Right, I mean, it's already here as well. It's the same as this line.
Ah, okay, good. Okay, so, this is another solution.
Then I don't need this.
And then you don't need this. Or you could use the default dict. But you have to tell it that instead of int, the default is the empty dictionary.
Right.
Okay.
How can I do that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But you can try to change this, so you can to use default dict, and then you don't need the if else, because then you only need the 1 line, because it automatically creates the dictionary. And one more thing here that I wanted to say is that after line 24, I would call return, because you encounter the section head.
I mean, I don't really have. Return, I don't have
sorry,
a. Yeah.
Not return. Continue.
Okay.
Because this line was a section head, so it won't be a content.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
So it's just so it doesn't change the behavior at the end, because it won't match line 27. But it's clearer for me as a reader that I matched it. Okay, done.
Okay.
This line is done. Okay.
Now here I didn't do anything about the empty lines. I don't know if you need to do that or not, but I didn't think it was necessary.
No, I would probably. I'm not sure if I would, but probably I would put at the beginning, just checking if the line is empty. Just continue.
Okay, so like here.
Yeah,
Empty, right?
Well, that's where it comes in the question whether you consider spaces to be an empty line, because a person would look at so line 9 now is 19. Is it empty?
Well, yeah, but right? No.
So if I look at it like then I would say no, there's nothing in it, so it must be empty. But there are spaces, there can be tabs, there can be all kind of other invisible characters there. But in general, spaces and tabs. So it's so that then for that you will need a regular expression to check whether it's just from the beginning to the end is just \s, right?
Yeah.
That's space characters, all the white spaces.
Okay. Did I include that here or no? Not right now.
No, it's okay. I mean,
okay. Right. Next one was let me check.
More.
Yes, we have 2 more, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, replace Python. So we have to replace all of the occurrences of Python words except for the bits where it was Monty Python.
Okay.
Now, don't be very angry at me. I just realized I made a typo. And there is an H here.
Okay.
That I don't need.
I keep doing that, but
yeah.
I don't know.
It's not all about disrespect. I really respect them. It's just I made a typo. Anyway, this was my obviously I had to use the substitution bit, and then this was my regular expression that I wanted to find.
And you tried it and it worked. Impressive.
And it worked, yes.
Impressive.
Yeah, that I was very, very happy when it actually worked. And obviously I used ignore case because I wanted them to change both lowercase and uppercase Python bits.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and there was one more, which was the phone numbers bit, where we had to find all of the phone numbers in a text. Again, this bit is the same error as before, but this is the important bit. Now this was very confusing. That's why I used verbose, because I wanted to just kind of separate it for myself. Now in the beginning, I allow for, so I did two expressions based on the phone numbers that you gave in the example text. So I allowed for these two things to either happen or not. I couldn't make it any better. So in one case, there is a plus sign, 3 digits, so a dash sign, and the digit and the dash sign.
One thing that I do in order to help me and probably also help the future programmer is that when I have these kind of things, I put all the possible examples as comments above it.
Right.
So it's going to be easier to look at that.
Right. So
either there or immediately above there. So line 13 probably, not even there. But...
Let me just check how was the actual numbers. In line 13, you say?
Yeah, well, at the end it's just my practice, so no.
Okay. So this was one. This was another, and then the third one was this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was either this bit or this bit.
Yeah.
And that's what I wrote in this first line.
Mm-hmm. So before the pipe, I assume that's the C character one, yeah?
Yes, and then after the pipe, that's this.
Okay, so that's the prefix of the phone number.
Yes.
And then you have
actually, I could give that here. Oh no. Why doesn't it work?
Okay, I have no idea what happened there.
I was just trying to enter a hash key. Yeah, and then the rest is pretty straightforward. It's either without any dashes, without anything, or it was this possibility where there were 3 numbers, then a dash, and then 4 numbers.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
And then I just searched for it line by line.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the last one.
Okay. So that's a nice solution as well. I hope you enjoyed. And
I did. It took a lot of time, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to point out again, so now you have this regular expression, which is, I don't know, 20 characters long, but probably if you wanted to write something like this without regular expression, it would be tens of lines of code. I don't know. So yeah, you might even separate the two. So line 15, you might even want to separate it into 2 separate rows.
I was gonna do that, but I didn't know how I can, like, how does it work with the pipe?
No, it doesn't matter because every space is now disregarded. So you can just put it anywhere. So you could put that on a new line and then indent. So you can take the second parenthesis on line 15 and move that to a new line and indent. And then indent the pipeline as well.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
And then indent that one as well. And then take the last, line. Yeah. And then now you can even, I mean, you can comment on each line and
yeah.
So that will make it much more readable, I hope.
That's true.
Probably. Okay, nice solutions. Thank you very much. Let's stop the share, and then that's it for now for this video. Thank you, and we are going to come back for the next video with the next chapter, whatever is going to be. Okay, so see you. Thank you.